2013 was a year of trials and triumph for the country. Trials and a string of calamities which hit several areas which brought about tragedy and tears. But with the leadership of President Aquino, Filipinos rose to the challenge of sustaining economic growth. 7.2% GDP growth for 2013 is a major milestone. The Philippines is second best in Asia. China led the pack. So joining us tonight here on NewsLife is Ms. Rosemarie Edillon, Assistant Secretary of NEDA for Policy Making. Good evening, ma'am, and welcome to NewsLife.
Good evening.
Ma'am, was 7.2% GDP growth a surprise given the string of disasters which hit the country in 2013?
Well, actually, we were confident with that we will hit the upper end of our growth target of 6.5 to 7%. But that we surpassed it, yes, it was a pleasant surprise.
7.2 GDP growth, ma'am, what does this mean to a regular Filipino?
Well, in addition to the 7.2, what this also means is that we have actually managed to transform, or we're beginning to see the transformation of our economy, because we have been growing at for 5 quarters now. For 5 quarters now at greater than 7%. And coming from a high base in 2012, we still managed to grow by 7.2 in 2013.
Entering 2013, ma'am, what was the initial target of the government?
For 2013, the target was really 6 to 7%.
So you really exceeded your expectation,
yes,
even with all the tragedies that happened. So which sectors of the economy led to this robust growth for the Philippines?
It was primarily manufacturing, in particular the chemical industry. Manufacturing, in fact, grew by 12.5%. And then in the services sector, the ones that led the growth was trade, financial intermediation, and then RERBA, or where you have the business process outsourcing, and also other services where tourism is included there.
Ma'am, manufacturing's resurgence continued last year. Do you think this is sustainable for the years to come?
Yes, we do. Actually, what happened is we've seen a lot of new investments in manufacturing, particularly in the chemicals. And this is what we call an upstream industry. It serves construction, it services the other manufacturing sectors. And therefore, also because of there will be lots of construction going on this year, and also with the resurgence of demand from the rest of the world, then yes, we're sure that it will continue this year.
Ma'am, they say that for every crisis, there's an opportunity. For the reconstruction efforts for Super Typhoon Yolanda, do you think this will be a plus for the economy?
Yes, we do. For as long as we keep pace, we have to be able to recover the economic activity there very quickly, recover the assets quickly. And so with all the reconstruction going on, then that will boost the economy, it will boost all the allied industries, and of course bring about employment in the area.
Ma'am, looking back at 2013, aside from these natural and man-made disasters, what risks were present that really a little bit hampered the growth of the economy?
Not really that a little bit hampered. It's just that made us worried. In particular, the U.S. government, because as you know, we have lots of overseas Filipinos in the U.S., and therefore that could put a stop to the remittances. But happily, it was resolved. Of course. It also lingered a bit too long, but so far that one, and then the disasters that happened.
Ma'am, how about this incoming 2014? What specific areas of our economy should we really prepare for to sustain this economic growth?
We are actually a bit. We will be closely monitoring the tapering of the quantitative easing in the U.S. because this could bring about an outflow of capital going into that part of the world, and also you have economic recovery happening also in the advanced economies. On the other hand, if this happens, then you will also have a resurgence of demand from the rest of the world. And therefore, if our export sector could respond, then also because of the weakening of the peso, then this actually improves their competitiveness. So it has a silver lining to it for us to be able to take advantage of that opportunity.
Ma'am, agriculture also posted a positive growth. Do you think this will be sustained in the coming year, especially with the natural calamities happening one right after the other?
Yeah, for agriculture, what we're hoping to see is more of diversification, especially towards higher value-added crops. That's not to say that we will be neglecting the traditional crops. That will still be there, but we would rather have our farmers being more diversified in terms of their income sources. And in addition, we also want to increase the linkage of the agriculture to industry, also in order to diversify those income sources of our farmers.
Ma'am, how do you think should other government agencies use this milestone of a 7.2 GDP growth for 2013 in the coming calendar year?
Well, as this means that our fundamentals are really robust. The economy is still able to pick itself up. That one part of our country is hit, but the rest of the country, more than makes up for the slack. That really makes us very, very resilient. So we need to capitalize on that, and we need to, inform the world that yes, you have disasters coming in, but we are a resilient country, and we can still grow very respectably. And actually, I'm sure we will be one of the top performing countries in this part of the world.
Ma'am, what is your fearless forecast for the Philippine economy this 2014?
Yeah, the target for 2014 is actually 6.5 to 7.5% growth. And so that is a much faster growth rate than this year. We hope we will be able to beat that as well.
And ma'am, before we say goodbye to you, do you have any updates on the role being played by NEDA in the Yolanda restoration and rehabilitation?
We're still coordinating closely with the Office of Civil Defense because I think last time we said that the reconstruction assistance on Yolanda, what we did there was to have a phased implementation program where at the very start we identified what we call the interventions, for which you don't really need serious studies to be able to determine that these are the things that are needed there. Your hospitals, your health stations, the schools, the cash for work. But then there's another phase of that, which is the short term, and then the medium term, for which you will need more robust estimates of the damage and the losses. And for this one, you need the post-disaster needs assessment, which is being done by the OCD, and we are coordinating closely with them in that conduct.
All right, thank you very much. We will be posted on that. And also, thank you very much for sharing with us the good news about the GDP growth of the Philippine economy. Once again, that's Ms. Rosemarie Edillon, Assistant Secretary of NEDA for Policy Planning.